Hey guys, this is Tara Macklin, hopping in here to talk to you guys about one of the biggest myths about PCOS. We're closing in at the time of this video really close to PCOS Awareness Month, so also know that as well. That's a big month where you'll probably see me really hopping in here and doing some more work. But to kind of preemptively kick off this big month of awareness is let's talk about the number one myth in PCOS, and that's the word cysts. I mean, the word is polycystic ovarian syndrome, right? So you would think that cysts is like a key part to being diagnosed with PCOS. However, I can tell you right here, right now, when I had my ultrasound back when I was first diagnosed because I was having some pain on my ovary, I didn't have like those standout cysts that people think that they should have. And it kind of led me to wonder for quite some time, because I wasn't brave enough to advocate for myself, if maybe the diagnosis was wrong. But digging in and really studying the condition from different people, I've really come to find out that cysts aren't the big indicator here. It's going to be hormone levels. It's in your lab work. So the bigger thing with PCOS is the inability to actually go into the ovulation part of your cycle, which is why a lot of women have irregular cycles in the first place. So it's not the cyst part that's the key. It's the ovulation and having your period. That is like the number one starting point with being diagnosed for PCOS, which was exactly what one of my problems was, is I wasn't cycling normally without being put on the pill. So kind of go back, the last video that I talked about some stats of different women that were going, not seeing success in the doctor's office, maybe needing to see 2 or 3 different physicians, needing to maybe take like 2 or 3 years. And I feel like this is the number one reason why you're seeing this. So let's kind of explain where the term cyst comes from. And yes, if you've looked at an MRI, or not an MRI, an ultrasound of anyone who has PCOS, more than likely you're seeing like these little bumps on the ultrasound. And honestly, as a medical professional, I still struggle to look at an ultrasound. So definitely trained eyes, people that know this, that kind of are in this gamut of medicine, will understand better about the about what that looks like. But we're all supposed to have cysts on our ovaries, because we develop these little follicles that are literally little cyst sacs that let out our egg. So that, I really feel like, is where we are running into this problem, that these cysts are bad and they need to go away. You're supposed to have cysts if you want to ovulate, if you want to put out eggs. You have these follicles that look like what are called cysts. The terms are kind of, they're equal with each other. So keep in mind, when you talk about polycystic ovarian syndrome, you don't have to have a lot of cysts. Like, you should have, as if you're an adult woman, so someone who's not in their teenage years, you're probably going to have about 12. That's pretty normal for you to have 12 that develop on your ovary, and at some point one of them will become dominant in your cycle. It'll grow bigger, 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 and then when the egg is ready to be released, it will pop open and the egg will come out, go down your fallopian tubes and into your uterus. If it gets seated and implanted properly, then you will birth a child, pending that the ovulation process was what it was supposed to be. So again, the term cyst is a little misleading, and I feel like all things medical, like at one point we thought this, and then we grow and we learn more, and so then maybe the name doesn't necessarily best suit the condition. But there are many women that do have like overgrowth of cysts, and that's not also a incorrect term, but for the most part, it's not like the key driver. Like, getting an ultrasound at the end of the day isn't going to be your primary form of diagnosis. A lot of that, again, is going to go back to your lab work, which is something that later on down the line I plan on highlighting and talking more about in coming information. And I have a group that if you guys look below, any of you women out there that are needing more support with your PCOS, we're actually going over supplements at the time that I'm doing this video. We will transition into testing and what that looks like and what the diagnosis parameters are for PCOS. So if that's something that you're more interested in learning about, we will get there in that group. Of course, if you're watching this later, it could already be in there. So know that that's there. It's a great resource for you guys just to help educate, because I feel like I'm in a lot of these PCOS groups and there's people that are great and they like to educate, but there's still not maybe as much as what I would have liked to have seen. So I'm putting that out there for you guys, just doing it my way, in the way that feels right for me and what I was hoping to find out there and just I didn't see. So anyways, if you guys are finding this content valuable, make sure that you're clicking subscribe so that way you can follow and get these updates, especially during PCOS month, which is PCOS Awareness Month, which is in September. So I'll be pumping in some great information in here to just help make you guys more aware about the condition and try to serve you guys better through that format. So with that said, I look forward to talking to you guys again soon.